Hey guys, I'm Dr. Daniel Scherer, and I'm a chiropractor here in Amarillo, Texas, and I have come over here to Get Fit in Amarillo, and I'm here with Karen Roberts. She's the owner here, and I have asked her several questions because I know that a few of you have had questions on how to, find the right shoe for you. And so I have volunteered my feet to be analyzed by Karen, and she's going to give you some great tips today. So I'll pass the buck to you.
Sure. So what we're going to do is called a video gait analysis. We usually do it just visually, but we're going to record it today. So it's just going to be the same thing that we do with every customer that comes in.
Okay.
So what we do is we ask them to take their shoes and socks off and cuff up their pants. We're going to have them walk in our store and run in our store. And what we're doing is we're looking from the ground up to evaluate what's going on with your feet, your ankles, knees, hips, back. And then we're going to ask several questions about when you're running, where you're running, how often you're running, what your goals are. Or it could be, are you standing on your feet all day on concrete? So we're going to evaluate what kind of shoe we think is going to be best for you from the questions that we ask and then from the analysis. So that's what we're going to do today.
All right, let's do it.
Usually what I do when I start out, yep, we can see you, is I have them do a knee bend down and up. And so I'll press it and then start from there. Is that good for you?
Yeah,
is it going?
It's
going. It's going. Great. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out. I'm going to start out by having you do a knee bend. And all that is just a simple knee bend down and up. So go down.
I actually have a terrible squat. So.
That's okay. Down and up, and then one more, down and up. So what I'm looking for there is I'm looking at the arch. I'm looking to see how much daylight I can see there.
Gotcha. Okay.
You have a very high arch, and it's fairly rigid. So if it means it's rigid, it's not moving. It's not flexing a lot, because that's one of the things we're looking for. How much flexibility is there, and is that a good thing, a bad thing? Some flexibility is good, but too much may cause some issues.
Okay.
So then what I'm going to have you do is just turn around and walk down to that rack on your right there, and then come back. And what I'm doing is I'm evaluating one foot at a time, and then come on back. So I'm going to watch your right foot down and your right foot back. Again, I'm looking for where are you landing when you walk. You can stop right there. So where are you landing? What is your foot doing? How flexible is it? You tend to be more of a supinator, and you're landing on the outside of your foot, and your arch is not flexing a lot. Then I'd have you go again, and I'm going to look at your left foot.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, just go ahead and walk down again. I'm looking at the left foot. I'm also drawing a line from your the back of your heel, from your Achilles all the way up to your middle of your glute. And I'm trying to see, is there any movement there? And I'm not seeing a lot. So in the walking, if you were a walker, wanting a walking shoe, you're a person that I would put in what we would call a neutral shoe. It's a high cushion shoe, but it does not have a lot of support or stability in the arch because you don't need that. However, when you run, I might see something different. So if you don't mind, I'm going to have you run down and back twice, and I'm looking for the same thing. So go ahead. And running on a harder surface, barefoot, I know is a little bit harder, more difficult than what you normally would do, but I'm still looking for that flexion, and I'm not seeing a lot. Not seeing a lot of flexibility. Again, I would have the person do that twice, and what I'm doing is I'm looking at right foot, left foot to evaluate, is there any difference? Sometimes there is, and is that going to make a difference in what I choose for them, the shoe I choose for them? It might, but then again, it might not. I'm probably going to err on the side of, if they need support, put them in a shoe that has more arch support. So if they've got one foot that's very flexible, one that's not as much, I'm probably going to err on the side of giving them a little bit more flexibility to take care of that other foot. So after we evaluated our fine doctor, now I'm going to go to the shoe wall and decide which shoe that I think is best for him. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for a neutral shoe. So I'm looking in the different categories here. Part of what I gather, or part of what I get, is what I gathered from him. How often is he running? How much? What are his goals? What kind of shoe does he like? Does he like a really soft, close to the ground shoe, which would be a lower profile shoe, such as something like this, or this, or this? Or is he more, I just like a traditional running shoe, 12 millimeter drop, which just means drop from here to here.
Okay.
So there's 12 millimeters in the difference of the foam on those. And then here you've got a 4 millimeter difference.
Okay.
So, and if you told me you like a lighter weight shoe, I would probably pick this one. This is a Brooks Flow. You know, Nike Free is a very flexible, lightweight shoe. A lot of people love the Nike Free. I mean, there's nothing wrong with one brand versus the other. I think a lot of it, what I want to do is I want to find out, what do you feel comfortable in? Because I can say, oh, I think this shoe's great for you, but you put it on and you go, Karen, I hate this. Then that's not going to be the best shoe for you, because right out of the gate, it doesn't feel good. It's not bending in the correct place that coordinates with where your foot bends. So that's not a shoe we want to go with.
So how do I know if if that shoe is going to hold up a lot longer than this one? Like, how do you choose?
Well, typically shoes are going to last 6 to 8 months or 300 to 500 miles if you're keeping track. A lighter weight shoe, however, like this, is not going to last as long. And why? And it is because of the foam. So it is. It's like the tires. This is going to be the tire that has more tread on it. It's thicker. This one does not. The foam is different too. So this is what they call a blended foam. It's just not going to last. And how does the general public know that? They don't necessarily know that unless they do some research, but they might not even find that out there online. But that's information that our companies give us. You know, this shoe is lighter weight, it's low profile, and this one is heavier. This one's going to last longer. So it's not something that people would just automatically know unless you just kind of in your mind go, lightweight, may not last as long, not as much tread.
Okay. If somebody has back pain, is there a certain, do you prefer a certain cushion to another, or a certain bend to the other?
I'm probably going to look at a shoe that has more cushion.
Okay.
Because if they do have the back pain, and they might even need some support, and I'll just show you the difference. So on a support shoe versus a neutral shoe, you can see this gray piece is different than the blue and the black, and then this is all white. This is one piece of foam. These are varying thicknesses of foam.
Okay.
So it gives it more support. So I'm probably thinking that the person with those back issues might need a little more support. Maybe their arches are falling and they've got a shoe that's not giving them a lot of support, so maybe their hips are rotating in while they're standing all day.
Okay.
And you know, I think a lot of times where the pain presents is not where it starts.
Sure.
So it might be a different issue that's causing that back pain. So it might be
It's working its way all the way up.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yes.
Yeah, we see that all the time where somebody's knee hurt and it's actually
Sure.
causes the other foot.
Exactly.
So yeah.
You know, discrepancies between side to side, pelvis rotated forward. There's just a lot of different things. But we try to do the best we can in asking questions of that customer. What are you doing? When are you doing it? How are you doing it? What are your goals? You know, if your feet are hurting, what are you doing that you think could be causing that? It could be that the shoe's worn out, and it could be that they're in the incorrect type of shoe. Maybe they need more support or more cushion.
Karen, thanks so much.
You bet.
Appreciate
You're
it.
very welcome. Thanks.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to come on over here to Get Fit, meet Karen or any of her staff. They're all qualified and certified, I believe. And we'll talk to you soon.